Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 in the series between Hasu and XLorD. XLorD spawning as the red Zerg player on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Hasu is the blue Protoss on the top right. Now, XLorD played a very strong game in Game 1. Will he be able to repeat that magic taking Game 2, or will Hasu figure out a different opening and come back to even up the series? So far, scouting probe now making its way down the ramp here. Looks like it will be a pylon at the front, and then most likely will be moving along his merry way for some additional scouting. Now down here, so far XLorD hasn't really tipped anything as of yet, as we know that the Zerg really can't do much until about the 1 minute 45 second 50 second mark. Alright, Overlord should be popping up in just a second. There we are, 13/18. And now the game is getting underway. So far, 11/18 for Hasu. XLorD sitting at 13/18. We'll see if we will be seeing a spawning pool down a little bit earlier, or if we will see a hatchery first. Probe just quickly comes in here, gonna do a little bit of scouting. Now making his way around as the drone, doing a little bit of mineral blocking here, as the probe is purposely trying to stop any mining coming in from XLorD. You can see that this causing a little bit of problems, as that probe never really grabs the minerals into its mouth, just tries to block the drone from doing much of anything. Spawning pool is now down, sitting at 16/18. Probe does have the necessary resources and will be heading back down home. We'll see if he does in fact place down a pylon here. We can see that a nexus has yet to be placed down over here, as Hasu will be going for that nexus first. Drone now coming in. Is the probe going to be able to do the block? Yes, it will. Once more, and doing another block here. Is Hasu going to be able to sneak away? Oh, beautifully done here, as the probe may end up getting lost. Alright, probe now trying to sneak around the drone, may be able to get ahead, and oh, there's the juke, but XLorD does end up losing that starting probe. Hasu now coming in, adding in a forge on the front door. We should be seeing a gateway here in just a moment, and a small slither in between these two buildings, as that probe is now backing off. Zerglings already being trained, one queen being added. Second queen could be coming in, as well as XLorD is going to be running up on two bases momentarily. Now the problem here is going to be whether or not XLorD establishes this as his third base. Third base is a little bit more difficult for Zerg, as you do end up expanding towards your opponent any which way you try to expand. Alright, off over here there is that little bit of a crack. We are seeing another pylon and a photon cannon. We are going to see one Overlord off here. That Overlord is just going to be simply doing some scouting and figure out when probes are being transferred down. Alright, there is that third hatchery by XLorD. Well in before that 4 minute 30 second mark again. There is that Cybernetics core, as now we go into the mid-game. Hasu needs to figure out how to place down pressure on XLorD. He didn't really place down a lot of pressure in Game 1, allowing XLorD to freely drone up and get a strong economic advantage. Now, Hasu did try to go for a faster third in the previous game, and even though that was on Daybreak, he was unable to really defend. So it's really going to come down to perhaps to a two-base timing from Hasu. Otherwise, he is just going to allow XLorD to run away with the superior economy again. Overlord is down over here, making sure any probes that try to warp in a pylon will quickly be caught. Probe now making its way across the map, and it should be able to spot this third base. The Zergling trying to get in more damage. It looks as though the probe is going to be getting back up to full shields before taking another 5 points of damage, and that will simply just regenerate once more. Probe still trying to get away. It looks like it will be able to do exactly that still, as it did scout out this third hatchery. So far, XLorD sitting at 42/54. Hasu sitting at 36/36. A lot of drones are being trained, as we are going into a stalker. That stalker going to be doing a little bit of scouting. It looks like that probe will be able to get back inside that base here in just a moment. And now we will see, as we finally see double extractors come in from XLorD. XLorD now happy with the amount of drones that he has for resources, finally going into gas, and we should see an eventual tech to tier 2. Hasu continuing to just chrono boost out more and more probes at both of his nexus. We can see a third assimilator is up as we are going into a Roach Warren. Robotics facility about to be placed down as well, and it could be perhaps an immortal sentry timing push. A little bit of an all-in attack there as we do have level 1 weapons upgrade already nearing completion. Gateways being added. You can see 2 additional gateways being built on the high ground, 2 gateways on the low ground for a total of 4 as we are now going into Immortals. The problem will be that XLorD should spot this attack rather easily, as the Overlord is watching here up on that high ground. No real way to get sight up here unless we see a Warp Prism or a Sentry with Hallucination, as one Overlord will get shot as it tries to do a little bit more scouting. There it goes. One Overlord sitting off over here as well. Stalker just going around the map looking to see if there are any Overlords out of position, perhaps that he can shoot down. Zerglings still without metabolic boost, now making their way out across. You can see level 1 armor upgrades. Another pylon now coming into play, as well as a Stalker is going to shoot down this Overlord here, but this is going to be a bad position of it, as Zerglings are now going to be able to get in here. This is going to be really bad as the Stalker now tries to get away, now trying to shoot up onto the high ground. That force field there, beautifully done, as it looks as though the Overlord may still get taken down as well. Overlord now down to 85 hit points. Front door does have 1 Zealot and a Sentry still sitting off over here. 1 Stalker in position. And what are we going to be seeing here? Zerglings now trying to get in position. Still, Sentries up on the high ground. And the Sentries are just going to be able to clean up many of those Stalkers there, or many of the Zerglings, and another Zergling gets picked off. So I believe that was 5 or 6 Zerglings lost there, trying to take down that one Stalker who just jammed himself into a corner. All right, we are going into a Warp Prism. 3 Immortals, count it, 3 Immortals now on the move, and I believe that this Warp Prism, Changeling gets destroyed just slightly before. I'm not sure if the Immortal actually caught this here, as we are now going into some Sentries and some Zealots. Warp Prism now needs to make a move off over here. Is the Immortal going to get spotted by that Overseer? Yes, it will, as the Immortals are now on the move. All right, we should see very, very heavy unit production now coming in from XLorD. This is not good news at all for XLorD. I don't know if XLorD is actually ready to take on an army of this size. You can see Zealots still being added now. Everything getting in position. XLorD actually trying to hide some units off over here for a proper flank. But no, Hasu not going to have any of that actually coming in from this location. As now we see an engagement. Roach is now trying to get away. Unable to really get away at all. As one Sentry may get taken down. No, the Sentry is not even lost there. As one Overlord does get taken down here. The Warp Prism could be warping in some more units in just a moment. Timing going to be very important, as we now see a round of Zealots and a round of Sentries come in. 3 Immortals, that's going to be the majority of that DPS, and here we go. Spine Crawler's force fields now coming in as well. It looks as though one Spine Crawler will get taken down before it gets operational. A second Spine Crawler looks like it will get taken down as well after one attack. And here comes this engagement. Zealots now in position, trying to slice their way through so many of those Roaches. Roaches do have that movement speed upgrade, but still unable to get past that force field there, as one Spore Crawler going after the Observer. Observer may get taken down. Yes, it does. All right, continuing this aggression here. It looks as though all of those larvae will get taken down. There is a Warp Prism. Are we perhaps going to get another round of warp in here, as the Zerglings and the Roach is going to perhaps try to come in from the back? Here comes that engagement. Destructible Rocks not yet taken down. Warp Prism now warping in more Zealots, and here in comes that engagement. Here comes the units from the far side, and now the Stalkers quickly protected by force fields once more. Roach is unable to engage, as the Sentries are just simply grouping themselves very close together. Another round of force field. Stalkers trying to get away. The Immortals in a beautiful position. Perfect range of 6, as we now see Zealots running amok inside the main base. Back over here, the Immortals, it looks like the Sentries are out of energy, but they may have already dealt way too much damage. Another round of force fields quickly come in, as the Immortal needs to back off. One Immortal looks like it could get taken down here. No, there is the GG. XLorD unable to fend off this 2-base timing attack with a Warp Prism and a whole bunch of Warp Gates behind it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2. Stay tuned for Game 3.